Welcome back to another episode of The Art of Interception, where we say what needs to be said. We keep the special guests coming. We're gonna give y'all a history lesson this time. We're gonna give y'all a South Beach history lesson on who got South Beach popping. You know, who got it popping for the culture, you know what I mean? You gotta welcome reality star Peter Thomas, my boy. Ah! What up, man?
I'm like, what's going on?
All is good, all is good. Yeah, man, so as we previously was talking, right? Yeah. This is probably about 4 years ago. It's just kind of clicking to me. You was explaining to me the history about South Beach before all the black people came and was partying, got the headliners, the live, the stories and all that. You were the one responsible, first bringing everybody down and getting it popping. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, back in, I started in Miami back in 1985 at a shoe store in Coconut Grove. And then, I just came down from Brooklyn, didn't really know Miami. And I wanted to know what the party scene was like. But back then, you had Mansion on the Beach, which was 1235 back then.
That's what it was called?
The name of it, 1235. Before it was Grand Slam when Prince bought it. But that was South Beach, and then you had Club New, which was a dope club on South Beach. It opened up in 1980 also.
Were those the first clubs? That's when first club first started?
Yeah, Mansion, and then later came the China Club, and a lot of Platter Club came after that. But I had a club back in 1985, 86 called Club Manhattans in South Miami. It was owned by a couple of Jewish kids from the University of Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought it when they were graduating. They were leaving to go back up north, and they sold it to me. And at the time, Leo Nunez and his brother owned Strawberries. And then Luke bought Strawberries. So it was Luke in Hialeah and me in South Miami.
Battling it out.
And it was only two black club back then in 85, 86. There's only two black club in the city.
Right.
Outside of Big Daddy's on 81st Street. Big Daddy's back then on Biscayne. But yeah, that's how it all started for me. Like, because I was from up top, I didn't really know the bass music, and that was Luke. That was his driving force. He created bass music.
Right.
He's king of that.
He's the king of that.
So I was bringing down all the hip hop artists from Rush Management and Def Jam, like De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers.
Well, let's go back, because that's a question I had. I wanted to know what was one of your first entrepreneur businesses you started or you tried, and what got you to Miami from Jamaica too. So your first thing you did was start a shoe store in Miami? Yeah.
I started a shoe store because I love shoes, and the only place you could get good shoes back in the early 80s in Miami was Bal Harbour. You go to Bal Harbour, that's where everybody used to go. That's where all the designer stores was. Right. So like when I saw the opportunity to open a store in Coconut Grove, because I lived in the Grove, I just bought a house in the Grove back then. I opened it and I went to Bologna, Italy to get Italian shoes. But I wasn't selling it to no brothers. They wasn't buying it. There's all the Colombians.
They weren't up on game yet.
All the Colombians and Cubans that was buying my shoes. I couldn't even stock them shit fast enough. But that's just, I see a void and I filled it. But that's not what I really wanted to do, even though the shoe store was very successul. I wanted to be more in the entertainment industry. And
why was that though? What made you attracted to the entertainment?
Coming out of Brooklyn in the 80s, crack time, hip hop was hot. Yeah. So I wasn't no rapper, I wanted to be a promoter. Right. And like I couldn't get in New York, but down here to me was more open in Miami than up top. So I took the advantage of starting it and then start bringing down those artists. That's how I developed my relationship with Russell Simmons early in 85, 86, 87.
So once you got that relationship, that took care of pretty much all the other relationships.
Yeah, well,
so what was the name of the movement? Tell us about the name of the movement.
I started How Can I Be Down music conference in 1992. I did a big thing. Remember the Omni Hotel downtown and the mall, the Omni Mall, right? I brought 92 when Juice came out. I brought Tupac, Biggie, Omar Epps and Khalil Kane. Those was
You brought Biggie down here?
Yeah, for the first time.
Brought Biggie down
for the first time he ever came, and Tupac.
Was there any black people besides the people you was bringing down or Luke was dealing with? Was anybody?
Yeah, well, me and Luke didn't get along back then, so he wasn't a part of that festivity. Yeah, but like I brought all the cats. I think Puffy had just got in trouble with the promotion him and Heavy D did at CCNY in New York, where 8 people lost their life because they got trampled. Yeah, at the university. So like Andre Rell wanted to get him out of town, and he knew I was doing that in Miami. So yo, Peter, let him go down to Miami and breeze off for a while. That's the first time Puff came down.
Really?
And he brought Big with him, and Tupac was there because of the movie Juice that just came out, and they were doing the gamut. So Miami was just getting the hip hop flavor.
Right.
You know, so they wanted to do Miami. So Right On Magazine, Word Up, and I think Rap Page all came to cover it. You know, so that was the first time we did something in Miami with those caliber artists that was outside of what Luke was already doing. Luke started rap music, and he's a driving force in Miami.
Right.
I just brought the hip hop culture
to it.
You know, to it.
Yeah. Okay. So was this how can I be down? Was that just a movement that you brought to Miami, or it was in Atlanta, Houston, New York, or was it all around, or was it?
After my relationship with the club business, I went to New York and hang out with Russell and Leor. Leor Cohen is actually the one who put me on. So I went to London. He gave me a job opportunity where I run Rush Management in London for like a year and a half to get it together for them. And he rewarded me by bringing me back into their new office at 160 Varick Street in New York, when Def Jam finally moved out of Russell House into an actually building. All right, and the idea that I had is that I wanted to start a hip hop conference because there was none. You know, we all used to go to Jack the Rapper, Urban Network, Impact, you know, those conference back in Atlanta, and, you know, like in the Northeast. But there was none for hip hop back then. So I said, yo, I want to start a hip hop conference to educate these young cats about ownership.
Right.
You know, and
way back then. Huh?
Yeah. Leor actually gave me the opportunity. Russell didn't even know I was in the office for like a year. You know what I'm saying? But he gave me, like, it was myself on the Rush Management side. Chris Lighty and Mona Scott had Violator. Okay, Rush Producer Management, and some Biohazard, some white rock and roll thing that Leor was a pet project of his. So we were over there, and I started How Can I Be Down in Miami? I tell them, you know, I'm gonna, you know, like populate South Beach with black people.
Right.
Because if you go to Miami Beach in the early 80s, you walk around a week before you see 5 of us.
Right. There's the Cubans and all the cocaine stuff going on, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know that, dude. Jerry Russian told me that black people didn't cross the bridge because in the 70s, they needed, 60s and 70s, they needed a pass to cross the bridge to go over there because they used to work for different white folks over there. So it's not something where they felt comfortably going. So when I was even open 5th Street in '88, he didn't thought it was gonna work because he thought like people was conditioned not to cross the bridge. But I didn't know nothing about that. I'm coming from New York. I was clueless. I just knew that there was a lot of transplant from up north that was here. The parents came down here, and those kids used to hang out in Kendall and South Miami. They didn't really go to Carroll City or Opelika, nothing like that back in the day.
Right.
And I knew I had them from Club Manhattan, so I knew it was gonna work. And the first day, boom, it took off. First black club in the history of Miami Beach, which just sprung people really paying attention to what I was doing, and that's how I got the opportunity to work with Rush Management, Leor and Russell, which turned around and gave me the opportunity with Office Space to start a hip hop conference. And the first one was in '92 with the showcase Juice. And then in '93, we did it on Miami Beach for the first time. I think like around 5,000 people show up the first time.
Really?
Yeah, because we had
big.
full-page ad in Vibe magazine for like 7 months, and the Source magazine for like the whole year we run ads.
Before the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And every time Def Jam sell, you know, they used to send out their 12-inch, you know, to all the DJs. Right. Every time they're sending out the 12-inch all over the country to DJs, I would drop one of my flyers in the slot, you know, and since all the DJs got it.
Right.
And everybody was excited about that, you know, hip hop across the world coming together for the first time to just do some business shit. You know, and it worked. You know, from John Singleton came this, you know, like back then when he was hot.
Right, right.
You know, he came and speak on panel to the fashion aspect of it with Carl Kanai and Fubu and all of those cats that came and speak on panels. I had a panel with Jay-Z and Dame Dash and Dr. Dre and Jermaine Dupri, and all of those cats was on my panel back then.
Yeah, all these people coming down.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. Like,
that's back in '94.
Back in '94, That's crazy.
And just to educate all the cats that wanted to be in the hip hop industry about ownership, you know, because back then no label will sign you unless you get 50% of your publishing.
Right.
And to me that was some bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's your art. It's come from within you. That's your wealth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we started a movement. Well, don't sell your publishing.
Okay.
They could administrate it for you, but don't sell it, because you could pass your publishing on to 10 different generations after you. You know what I'm saying? The music never died.
We see everybody saying that now, like, don't sell your publishing, or don't give it away, you know, own your publishing. But y'all was fighting for that way back then.
Yeah, we started that movement back in '93, '94.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful.
Labels after that, no artist would sign their publishing and give their publishing away. Right. That's why.
And probably moved to the 360 deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, that came like in the early 2000s. The 360 deal came around with Kanye West and all of that back then. But you know, like back in the days, the only time you'd get any kind of merchandising is if you go out on tour. Until Fubu came out, you know, and Carl Kanai, and showed the world that, you know, the fashion thing with the hip hop really works, and everybody started getting deal. Usually if you sell 2-3 million records, everybody want to give you a clothing line deal because they want to sell the clothes to the same person who bought that CD. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that old fashioned aspect of hip hop blew up also. Yeah.
That's unique, man. That's unique, man.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a crazy story, man. A lot of people, I'm sure, have no clue about stuff. Well, what do you think did it stop? What was the last year of the How Can I Be Down?
I did How Can I Be Down in 2005 with Dame Dash, and then I took it to Toronto. First time I met Drake, when he came to How Can I Be Down in Toronto in December 2006.
Oh, so it's an ongoing movement, like it don't ever stop.
Yeah, that did in Atlanta. Nobody really wants to do it because when you said hip hop conference, everybody think, oh, some shit's gonna go down. So no one really want to do it.
In one place.
Yeah, and in '96, Miami Beach gave me a fine for $88,000 for everybody putting up stickers on light posts and storefront windows and all of that stuff.
We've been through that.
Yeah, in '96, I had to pay the fine.
In '96, they gave a fine? Dang.
Code enforcement.
They came to us in like 2008, 2009 telling us we would get fined. Wow.
In '96. I think I paid the largest fine in the history of Miami Beach for stickers and flyers all over the street. Dang. But we had over 100,000 people, and How Can I Be Down came to Miami. We took over Miami from First all the way up to the Eden Rock. Every hotel is sold out. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
I think Puff came later on. Yeah, Puff came later on with Revolt to do it, but he only did it at the Eden Rock. He didn't really.
So let's be clear. All the celebs you brought down through the How Can I Be Down? Diddy, Jay-Z, Biggie. Did you say Heavy D?
Heavy D, yeah.
Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, all of them.
Everybody. Just pretty much everybody who was hot back in them days.
The Fugees. I did the Fugees in '95 when nobody knew who they were. In '96, I did them. I did Bayfront Amphitheater. I did a concert called Winterfest with 18 platinum artists on it. Fugees was one of the act on it, and I got them for $5,000. 3 months later, I did them at the Cameo. It was $35,000. And after that, I couldn't afford them. It just blew up. I had to walk away from that one.
I would take my profits and go.
Yeah.
As we learning and we see, you pioneered the whole promoter thing on the beach and clubbing and all. So who would you say kind of, followed your footsteps and took over the path that you probably would have been if you stayed on that path,
Well, as promoters, Mike Gardner and Phil Lemire did it.
Oh,
you
yeah?
know what I'm saying? Phil,
so Mike actually saw you in action first?
Mike used to be my street team person.
Wow, I didn't know
Phil
that.
Lemire used to be my street team.
So that's probably how Mike learned his ropes into.
I think he said in his documentary that I gave him his first shot of doing a night on South Beach.
Really?
Yeah, so, and he claimed that all the time. He definitely gives the respect.
Shout out to Mike Gardner, man.
Yeah, that's my dude, Atlanta.
So he give you your flowers.
Yeah.
He give you flowers.
Yeah, he definitely did that. I would have been upset if he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he told the world in his documentary that the first shot that he got to do a party was when I used to have this place called on 1437 Washington Avenue, and him and Phil came and do parties there at one of my venues. And I think I did Zeno upstairs and Barcode downstairs. I gave him a shot at Zeno and Barcode.
So him and Phil was together way back then, too?
Yeah, way back then. Phil started working for me when he was 16.
Dang, that's a long time to be promoting, huh?
Yeah.
Gee.
And they still promoting. I'm upset at them that they don't own anything.
Right.
I tell Mike that shit all the time. Dog, you need to get your own
building.
Yeah, what's the name that own that have the contract on Live and all of those restaurants? What's his name?
Yeah.
The white dude, the Jewish guy.
Yeah. I can't think of the name.
He wouldn't have. None of those Live Nation wouldn't have gave him $150 million if Mike didn't have Sunday popping at Live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't make no money on Friday and Saturday. It's a giveaway for them on Friday and Saturday night. Yeah. They make money off of us.
Right. Popping bottles.
They see us, you know what I'm saying? No discount.
No discount. Not at all. We're going to go up on the price.
$10,000 for like a little, like that section right there.
Get you in the corner.
Give you 2 bottles. So, you know what I'm saying? And David Grubman, that's his name. So
David Grubman, there we go.
So David Grubman definitely used.
They gave him $150 million?
Yeah, well, he sold it twice. He made over $200 million.
He sold Live twice?
No, he sold his business.
Oh,
really?
Entertainment. Okay.
He never owned Live.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a part of the hotel.
Yeah, it's the hotel. He has a management deal for around 30% at Live. But he was smart enough to use what Mike do for him on Sunday night to open 5 different restaurants. And then, you know, like I brought Pharrell down here for the first time. So he got with Pharrell because Pharrell is a cleaner brand. You know what I'm saying? To do the hotel that he's doing now, or the restaurant that he's doing in Swan, in the designer district. So, you know, and it just took off. Now, because Live Nation being the largest entertainment entity in the world, didn't have a foothold on South Beach. They had nothing.
They had nothing, right?
They owned the Jackie Gleason Theater, which is only 2,000 seats, but they had nothing. Really? So it was kind of embarrassing for them to be the largest in the world, but the hottest party place in the world is Miami Beach, South Beach, and they don't have nothing. So it was easy for David Grubman to broker that deal, $200 million. I don't think he hit Mike off at all, though. I'm still mad about that. And nobody want me to say that, though. You know, like I know for a fact Mike
is definitely feeling that if that's the case.
Yeah, but that party been going 13 years. Going on 13 years, Liv been there.
Everybody eating good off that party.
Yeah. Yeah, he did well. He built a nice home on the water, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
For him and his family,
He's doing real good.
That's dope. I would like to see him own something, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure he on his way, man. He on his way.
Well, the old Renaissance movement in Overtown, I think that's where you should definitely go and get something, because that was the only place that black people could celebrate and party and have a great time back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, when they didn't allow us to even stay in a hotel room on South Beach.
Yeah.
That's where everybody used to go over there. That was our party central. That's where everybody used to go, the juke joints.
So so when you was doing the party then, was you familiar with Cristal?
Yeah, Cristal was the whole Gold Club.
Gold Club,
the Italian cat opened the Gold Club, and he didn't really know all the stuff that he was supposed to get approved by the city of Miami Beach.
Oh yeah.
And when grand opening was grand closing, because they couldn't do a titty bar on South Beach, and serve liquor, and he didn't know that was a rule. So he bought the land, built the building, opened the club, and then got shut down.
Spent all that money.
Yeah,
I snuck in that club. I was about 16.
Yeah, and I think that's the first. But that was Luke's.
Was it? Was it Luke's?
Cristal on South Beach.
I don't know. I was too young.
That was Luke's.
That was Luke's?
Yeah, because Luke came after me. I did 5th Street in '88, and Luke came like 7 months after me with Luke's on the Beach. So when you come to Miami Beach, on the right-hand side of 5th and Lenox was 5th Street. On the left-hand side was Luke's. And they hated us. So me and Luke, a couple of times after, hired lawyers to fight the city of Miami Beach for racism. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the first look when you get off that bridge. That was the first look.
Y'all probably the reason they put all these taxes and insurance and all these things you got to have on a club on the beach now.
Yeah, for sure.
Just try to run us away, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the reason why I'm there. You know, I left for 23 years and I came back and there was nothing black owned outside. My homeboy was doing the licking. He was getting ready to open the licking, E-Class.
E-Class.
So outside of E-Class, it was me, and then the cats from Philly opened Uncut, but they pushed them out already. So it's just me and E-Class is over there. And he's doing that on Washington Avenue, and I decided to continue do some luxury brand with Bar One on the water. And now they still want us out because more than ever, even it's exactly what happened this weekend.
At the current spot, Bar One, or just overall in general?
They still want us out. They don't want us over there. They don't want us to own anything over there.
Yeah.
Especially with what happened this weekend, the spring break. That they
That's
just
a black eye on everybody.
Black people. You know what I'm saying? Even though we've been there 4 years, we had no violation.
Right.
Had no incident.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's a grown-up spot. Yeah, but they still want us out because the building that's going up across from me, I was just telling your brother and your man right here that it's 48 stories, 800 square foot apartment is 1.2 million, goes up to 25 million. All right, that means everybody in that building is a millionaire.
Super rich.
All right, they got me across the street, a waterfront property, and I only fuck with us.
Right.
I don't fuck with them. So I only promote the black folks.
Right.
I don't promote the white folks at all. If you're not black and brown, and you're not buying into the culture that I'm procuring over there, then don't come.
Right.
So now I can see the pressure why they want us to get us out. They had somebody offer me $5 million for my lease.
To leave.
To leave.
Dang, that's crazy. That's how bad they be wanting us out.
Yeah, because on South Beach we got the best location.
Right.
We got the best
and
view.
I didn't realize that. I would see it, but then like I said, I finally went. Yeah. Now I drove up to it. Man, the location, everything is just smooth. It's beautiful. It's on the water. I thought it would be jammed, congested, but
no. And I'm on some FUBU shit. You know what I'm saying? It's for us, by us. You know what I'm saying? And we just show them that my whole objective because the racism over Miami Beach, it was so thick, It's a city that was created in 1915 until up to 1973, didn't allow blacks to stay in a hotel room or even swim in the water, in the ocean. They didn't allow it up until 73. Wow. So my thing is that we need to have a business over there and show them that we could sustain just by us coming. Most black folks, every time they get money, you know what I'm saying, they want to do something and cater to white people. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? But me, I just wanted to show them that, we could have it. We line up all the Rolls Royce out there, they get mad as fuck, yo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, y'all can't park there. The people upstairs is calling parking. No, they gotta get towed. They're just mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No infractions whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And the place, it do well, but I mean, I'm constantly suing the association because they're constantly just picking on us just because of the pigment of our skin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a fight that I don't mind being, because right now when you're coming over Miami Beach, the first business you see is Bar One.
Bar One.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a message all by itself.
Big marketing in itself right there, right?
You got me started talking. Once I start talking about my shit, I'm passionate about my shit.
Keep going.
I just keep on going.
It's all love. It's
because
all love.
A lot of people don't really know. They don't really pay attention. They come from all over the world. Miami Beach is the second destination for party in the United States outside of Vegas. So when you come here and you're coming from wherever you're coming from all over the globe, you don't know the bullshit that we had to endure, that y'all born and raised in Dade County had to endure. They don't know.
Don't have a clue.
They don't know that we couldn't go over there and party back in the 50s and 60s. They don't know that.
We needed people like you all to pioneer the way and pave the way for us, man.
That's what we gotta tell
That's why we give y'all our flowers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We need more of us over there, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We need more of us running some.
And not just like leasing, like having some type of ownership on it. Cause
it might be too late for that. You gotta have the bag to own something.
You gotta have that bag now. But opportunity was like, say, 5 years ago.
No, in the 80s. You could have bought it dirt cheap.
Even 5 years ago. But like now, and Wynwood was wide open.
Yeah.
We ain't do nothing.
I remember when that Puerto Rican cat used to run. He used to do Hoodstock. Remember that? Can't remember his name. We had beef at one point. But like, it was number Puerto Rican in Wynwood. And he ran that whole neighborhood until they locked him out.
So it's always been there, huh?
Yeah. And now the first wave of Wynwood was like, hey, this is some art, free shit. You could walk down the street and smoke your blunt. The police won't bother you because we need to know where all of y'all are. And this is where we know we're gonna find you because you could smoke and walk around and you could do graffiti on the building and all of that shit. That lasted 4 years.
That's it.
Wynwood right now is commercial and it's going vertical. Yeah. And you can't do none of that crazy shit no more. And the rent that was $5,000 is now $20,000.
Exactly. That's why I say you could have bought it 5 years ago.
Oh, shit changed, You bought a building 5 years ago, you're good.
You're good. That's why I say you're good. You real good. You living.
You could have got a building in Wynwood 5 years ago for $150. That same building today is $5 million.
Oh my God! Don't even say that. Don't even say that.
Well, I was trying to campaign and tell niggas back then, but they weren't hearing me.
I asked a few people. I was inquiring, man. Yeah. So now we're happy you're here, right?
Yeah.
Victory, you're a free man. So as a serial entrepreneur, we're gonna call you a serial entrepreneur. How do you protect yourself from situations that you go through or you've been through? You know what I mean?
Now I'll tell you something. You could do what you could do. You have to cross the T's and dot the I on everything you do in your life. You have to actually edit your own life because once you get on the radar and they see that you're for your people and for your community and that's who you are to the core of you and you're trying to do better, they're gonna find something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna look.
But not even just from them, just like you say, the customers coming in. How do you protect yourself? Or what is the personality you need to have to make sure you avoid all trouble at all costs?
Well, you saying that is dope because 2 weeks ago, me being nice, and I just opened a spot on the waterfront in Baltimore, Maryland, which it's the same similar story to Miami Beach. Like Baltimore, after the emancipation of slavery, was the most successful city in America for black people. Okay, with Frederick Douglass.
Okay.
All right. And they redlined that city and burned it down. Doctors and lawyers, everybody was black doing well, and they just came and completely fucked it up. And then they pumped dope and coke and everything in that neighborhood for the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Lead poison, all type of shit. So Baltimore, they have like 600,000 residents. Every 6-7 person you see in Baltimore is black.
Black, for sure.
So it's a black city.
Right.
And they didn't really have anything up there. So the same thing I did with Bar One here, I went and had an opportunity to put Bar One in the smacker. All the white folks. Beautiful. Right on the water. Right on the waterfront.
Right in their face.
You know what I'm saying? And again, when they
put yourself under attack again, huh?
When they were walking down the street and they looked and like, oh my God, that place is pretty. Oh my God, there's no more black people in there.
Who owns that? All right, we got that.
That guy. You understand
that guy again.
It's once again,
what happened to your lawsuit against him, Jesse? Nothing?
Yeah, exactly. So I was nice with some girls up there, and one of them said that I tried to put my arm around. I had to go. I'm like, what? Picture me being on, was on the Atlanta Housewives for 9 seasons. And a lot of people know my face and my name, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to build the whole 9 yards. And she's saying 200 people was in the room and I try to put my hands around her. And I'm like, and then they try to offer me, probational time, fines, and going to anger management.
Oh, you didn't say
I'm not doing none of that shit. I didn't do that. Let's go in front of a jewelry. So I did that 3 weeks ago in front of jewelry. Jewelry came back after hear everybody, all the testimony. and said 12 jurors says not guilty.
Not guilty.
So now I don't even want to. Don't come and hug me.
Right. That's what I'm leading up to next. Like, even though because we win, nobody wants to hire a lawyer. Nobody wants to go through this. And how do you avoid? Like, I hate going outside sometimes. I feel like something gonna always happen.
Yeah,
like, how do you?
They're gonna come for you.
They're gonna come for you because you're successful.
You're not supposed to be where you at.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
I hate
come
it,
for you.
man. It's crazy. I done been to court. It seems like every year I'm in two or three cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Baby mamas and all type of stuff.
Because you got the bag. They want it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
most people's job is to go for the person who got the bag. Their job is to make sure that they're going to get the bag from you.
They stay low key and they attack the person with the bag, man.
Hey, that's life.
They should have taught us young men that stuff when we was young. Like, you're making it famous. People going to be attacking you and try. You know what? Maybe I'll just go on over here and not even try to be famous, man. You know what I mean?
No, you're supposed to do what you do. Because you're supposed to be the leader to let the next generation know that you can have this also if you work hard and you apply yourself.
And don't let nobody stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We need more of you.
Right.
For sure, because, I mean, that's one thing on some real shit. That's one thing that they can't take away from us. Mm-hmm. I look at the NFL. The NFL is like 85% black.
Right.
I look at the NBA. It's
what
like
can we do?
80%
black. I don't think they understand. I understand because I've been there trying to hold a team hostage, like with all my people. I understand. I don't think they understand.
Most of them are conditioned to be scared.
We went to the Super Bowl. We undefeated.
Yeah.
And you gonna give our family raggedy hotels? Mm-hmm. Not on my watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gather everybody over, and guess what? We ain't going out here until everybody get new hotels.
Yeah.
That's what 85%, we control this, you know what I mean? We don't do what they say do, they do what we say do.
Yeah.
You see, and I don't think they understand that.
They probably look at you as a troublemaker.
Exactly, but it's not a trouble. They might say he's crazy, he talks too much.
He's a troublemaker. What the hell is wrong with him?
I'm just standing tall, you know what I mean?
Could we replace him?
Right, that's what we do. Don't bring him over here, huh? I can't deal with that, you know what I mean?
That's what we still going through though, you know what I'm saying? You went through it, you know what I'm saying? You stand for something and because they need you as bad as you need them, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and they know that. We need them too. They know, they'll tell you, I'll send you right back to the hood, you know what I mean? They know we trying to make it out of that, but they play on that.
Oh my God, yes.
The same way we supposed to play on them, they play on us.
Yeah, but as long as they have those contracts and they have distribution, could you imagine what would happen if all the black NFL players say, yo, we ain't playing this season?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Could you imagine how it would crumble?
What's the cap for them? 180 million? It'll go 180 billion? It probably go up to 300 billion.
It would crumble. They're probably...
No, they're going to cut that check. That's what they're going to do, an even bigger check. Because this is $1 billion business that they cannot afford to.
But ain't nobody stepping out there like that. They're too afraid. They're too afraid that what they work so hard for will be taken away from them.
Give them a little bit of money and
You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to step out there like that. NBA players are not doing it either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Coaches got opportunities. Huh? Everybody got opportunities.
And now they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love I know you're Patriots, but one of my favorite teams because they don't treat the people like they're on a plantation is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can tell. Coach Tom
he's been there How long he been there?
What, 10 years?
No, he's been there way more than 10 years.
12, 15?
Yeah, he's been there going on 15 years as a black coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That means a lot.
That's unheard of.
That means a lot, right?
Okay, for him to survive.
And don't nobody talk bad about him.
No.
You don't never hear nobody talking bad about him. And that's what we need, as coaches, in the NFL, the leaders and leading us young men, people like him, not people that's trying to do all this crazy stuff. Man, I don't even want to get into it, but you know what I mean. That's the type of people they need as coaches, the leaders and stuff, man.
I tell you, when you do this platform that you created, this podcast, okay, the difference with you than others, because everything is regulated and everything is, they want to edit everything that we say and do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there's so many platforms now where you could just keep it 100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No
You might
problem,
not
you know
get
what I mean?
Procter & Gamble. You might not get Tide. You might not get Tide to come and advertise.
Yeah, but you might get Kmart or something.
You might get Walmart.
Walmart or something, you know
Walmart
what I mean?
is for us.
For us, right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you got to understand your market and stuff all the time. Like you said, you understood your market, so you cater to and you promote to, because that's what you're all about, and that's what you want. That's your dream, you know what I mean? And that's another question. At the age, 64, 63?
My age?
Yeah.
I'm 62 now.
62.
I don't know why you're trying to fuck me up.
I just see it's like somebody just said it, or I don't know if I was reading the article, somebody
I'm
just said it.
62 now, and I'm still holding on.
All right,
you know
holding on.
In my mind, I'm fucking 25. Bro.
Right, that's me too. You 25, I'm 15.
Yeah, in my mind.
So at the age of 60, we're just gonna call it even 60.
Yeah.
What's the end result? What's the goal? Are you still dreaming? Like, do you still dream at?
Yeah.
What's the end result? What will make Peter retire and say, I don't need to do nothing no more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I'm dead.
And where at, you know what I mean? Where would you retire at?
When I'm dead, I'm gonna be spreading the word until I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? You know, like,
So what's the dream, man? What's the...
My thing is to see, you know, what all... Yeah, I'm not even considering myself or put myself in the same category of the people that sacrifice their life for us to walk and even feel equal, because even though Dr. King died in '68, they're still lynching black men today, every day.
And it's showing it in our face.
Yeah, it's a different type of lynching, but it's still lynching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's worse when it really haven't got better for us, and that's why, you know, like, you could go to any neighborhood. I remember when I was growing up, there used to be the police athletic league, PAL, remember all of that? Mm-hmm. There used to be places that you could go to and ball and stuff like that. These kids have less now than they did then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them don't really have outlets or people like us mentoring them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is that even in the restaurants that I open, is that I hire everyone that I hire is black or brown people, because I want them to see somebody like me having ownership. Right. And maybe they would be interested in the hospitality business and want to, you know, further themselves, you know what I'm saying, and become me. Right. I'm trying to find more people like me. That might be a good idea for you, man.
Yeah,
well, that's why I do it every day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's my end goal, is to make sure that, you know, like, one of the reasons why I went to Baltimore is because there's a brother that was a billionaire in the 80s, okay? Reggie Lewis, in hospitality.
A brother in the 80s.
And nobody knew that. You know what I'm saying? And he had a whole museum in Baltimore City, okay? And 9 out of 10 of the black kids that I talked to in high school never heard of him.
Jeez.
But he was a billionaire.
He was a billionaire. He could inspire a whole lot of people if they had heard about him.
They have a museum, you know what I'm saying? And you ask them the history of Baltimore and Frederick Douglass, and that's where, you know, that's where there was freedom. When you come from the South, when you hit Baltimore, you were damn near free. You know, and then you go to Philly and then you go to New York and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But Underground Railroad, that's where she started. She's from Baltimore. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And these kids don't know their history. Right. They don't teach black history in school.
They're trying to do away with it and stuff.
There's a big thing on here in Florida now where they want to introduce it, but they want to regulate it, what is being introduced.
What they can teach
that means they don't
about
want
the history.
They don't want the real.
They don't want the real.
They want
Never.
a watered down version of what the real is.
They wanted what they wanted to say.
Yeah, so we're still going through that shit.
They want Christopher Columbus to have discovered America.
Yeah, he didn't discover shit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't discover nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's the same. It's the same. It's better. Of course, it is better because,
the internet.
You could be here, and just like, you know, you buy your house, and you probably spend $5 million for $10 million for your house. You know what I'm saying? But
the taxes and insurance.
As soon as you can't pay that tax,
you'll never own nothing.
You never own nothing. So you can't stop.
You can't stop.
Won't stop. You got to keep on going.
That's the moral of the question. Never gonna stop. So the dream is, I ain't never gonna stop.
The dream, you never stop dreaming. You try to make sure you know, like, I watched somebody recently said that, you know, like, I don't dream when I go to sleep. I dream when I'm awoke. Somebody famous said that, and I'm like, wow, that's deep.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Because, actually Deion Sanders said it.
Really?
Yeah, and they said
it's like kind of envision everything while you're awake. That's what we do.
And he manifested.
Yeah, he manifested,
constantly
right?
manifested.
I was just telling my boy about that, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what you got to do. It never stops. So you creating this platform and getting real people on it to talk about their real life and the real struggles is something that's definitely necessary.
Right.
Because where you gonna catch the real from? You know what I'm saying? They got a program on TV called The Real. It's not really real.
It's not really real, right?
It really isn't.
But we're gonna get ready to get out of here. We're gonna get one last real thought from the history man himself. All right. So we here in 2023. We got a president, Donald Trump, possibly getting indicted. How do you, what do you say about that?
That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen? He's never going to get arrested? He's never going to get indicted?
It's not going to happen.
Never?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
I'm going to tell you it's a waste of time.
But if it does happen, do they handcuff him? Do they put him in the back of the car? Or do he just show up for court and go back with
the crime that they said he committed that they're making a big news.
Yeah.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, it don't seem like a big deal.
It's a ticket. It's not we're going to put you in handcuffs.
They said he wrote off the money that he paid the girl off with, and he wasn't supposed to write it off.
He got on TV and said, I didn't pay that horse face bitch nothing. He got on TV and said that shit.
Yeah, you know, like cold-blooded gangster president.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up,
I didn't pay nothing. But, we watch him get away with all type of shit. And you really see Donald Trump really, if he have done nothing for our community, he showed us what white privilege really is. You know what I'm saying?
The third power, boy.
What? He talk about all types of, when he talk about groping a woman, everybody around him got fired. Nothing happened to him.
Everybody around him go to jail.
Yeah, nothing happened to him. All his mans in them went to jail. Every last one of them.
The lawyers.
Nothing happens to him.
Wow,
okay?
Crazy.
All right? And the only way that he probably would lose not be president again is if the current governor of this state in Florida right now, if he runs against Trump, he's going to win.
He'll beat him out.
Yeah, he'll beat Trump. But if he decides not to run, if they pay him off to stay the fuck out of the way, Donald Trump going to be president again.
Oh, Lord.
Because the Democratic Party have no representation. Biden is like, weekend at Bernie's right now. Motherfucker, we don't know if it's him or if he's dead, if he's alive, we don't know. Just see him walking like this, we don't know what the fuck is going on. And he have actually done nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Kamala, they ain't gonna let no black woman be president, bro.
They ain't gonna never let that
You know what I'm saying? She probably wouldn't run because they probably would. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you might have Trump as president again. And all black people gonna go out there because, he gave us some checks the last time.
Right, that's everybody said. We won this poll when Donald Trump was out here. Not what about everybody going to jail? Ain't nobody talking about everybody going to jail. Now.
Yeah, what? No, them niggas on the Gucci line and the Dior line.
Like, I do these in 2 years, boy. Send them checks.
I've never seen them line that long during COVID. Okay,
crazy.
No matter what city I go to, the Gucci line, the Dior line, okay.
Louis line.
What, the Louis line?
The Fendi line.
Them shit was more. Niggas in wife beaters. You know what I'm saying?
And flip-flop.
Look like they straight out of fucking the goose, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Online. With a check.
Straight up.
Trying to get that shit that's going to last 4 months.
Already.
See, so we're not really educated. So we have a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the art of interception, baby. Boom. We're gonna say what needs to be said. Salute to my man, the serial entrepreneur, Peter Thomas, man.
Thank you for inviting me. Bro.
All right, man, we out.
Okay. Give you a lot.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Give you a lot.